tourists flee as thousands of people are evacuated due to the Rhodes wildfire.
Greece's Rhodes on July 23, Reuters. Numerous people were evacuated on private boats as resorts and coastal towns were threatened by the wildfires on the Greek island of Rhodes on Sunday, forcing thousands of visitors and locals to seek shelter in schools and shelters.
In what Greece claimed to be its largest safe transfer of citizens and visitors under emergency circumstances, many spent the night on beaches and in the streets.
Overnight, almost 19,000 people were evacuated from their homes and hotels as the pace of the fires that have been raging since Wednesday picked up.
The fires tore through the island's forests before spreading to seaside resorts on its southeast coast.
Some tourists claimed they trudged through miles in sweltering heat to get to safety. Trees were left skeletal and black by the fires. Near burnt-out cars, dead animals were lying in the road.
Rhodes is a very well-liked vacation spot, especially with people from Britain.
Flights to Rhodes, an island off the coast of Greece known for its beaches and historical monuments, were cancelled by tour operators Jet2, TUI, and Corendon.
Smoke was approaching, so we all started walking. In this heat, I walked 12 miles, 19 kilometers, yesterday. I spent 4 hours doing it, says British traveler Chris Freestone.
He talked from a sports hall next to evacuees who were sleeping on mattresses in Rhodes town, the island's capital city that had been spared from the fires further south.
In what it called a difficult and evolving situation, TUI said its teams were doing everything they could to serve customers and had sent in more workers. Faye Mortimer, a different vacationer from Cheshire in northern England, described the incident as horrifying.
She said, "I've never felt so afraid in my entire life."
TUI and Jet2, which manage the majority of Rhodes tourism, planned 14 scheduled flights from the airport there, transporting around 2,700 passengers until 03:00 local time, 2,400 GMT, according to the Greek Ministry of Transport.
When Shane and Charlie Murphy-Jones received a warning to leave their rented villa on Saturday night, they were visiting Rhodes for a wedding.
After touching in at London's Gatwick Airport late on Sunday, Shane Murphy-Jones remarked, "We went from paradise to hell and it was crazy." In many areas of Greece over the past week, temperatures have surpassed 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit.
Emergency services were also dealing with fires on the islands of Corfu, where authorities ordered the precautionary evacuation of many small towns, and the islands of Evia, east of Athens, and Aegio, southwest of Athens.
West of Greece, on the island of Corfu, a fire was raging along a sizable front. According to a government official, boats in the vicinity had been sent to evacuate inhabitants by sea.
10% of the hotels in the center and southeast regions of Rhodes, according to a fire brigade spokesman, have been impacted by the flames.
The parts in the north and west were unaffected.
The government representative who addressed Corfu claimed that Rhodes fires were largely under control.
On Saturday, more than 3,000 tourists were transported from beaches by Coast Guard and private boats.
When the flames spread to the seaside communities of Kiatari, Genati, Pavki, Lindos, Lardos, and
Under a red
Koleithos,
sky with
many
smoke
people
hanging
ran
over
from
empty
hotels.
shorelines, crowds gathered in the streets.
Visitors captured locals loading up visitors onto trucks and pickups or using their own vehicles to drive them to safety in photos and videos they shared on social media.
A fire scorched the hillside and structures in Lindos, a city renowned for its acropolis perched on a huge rock within the ancient fortifications.
Vice Mayor of Rhodes Thanasis Virinis said on Mega Television on Sunday that 4,000 to 5,000 people were staying in temporary housing.
According to officials, evacuees were transported to conference centers and educational facilities where they received food, water, and medical care.
On Rhodes, which one hotelier claimed can host 150,000 visitors at a time during high season, tourists from the United Kingdom, The Netherlands, France, and Germany were there. About 125,000 people live on the island as permanent residents.
In an interview with Greek television, a British visitor complimented the people of Greece for their kindness, noting that stores had refused to accept payment for food and water and that tiny boats had transported women and children to safety before returning for the males.
The Greek Foreign Ministry announced that it was opening an assistance center for anyone who had misplaced their travel documents as masses poured into Rhodes Airport.
Around 20,000 German tourists were on the island, according to the German travel organization DRV, but only a tiny percentage were impacted by the evacuations.
A dense forest and other residential areas were protected by fire breaks constructed by more than 250 firefighters with the aid of 18 airplanes.
Nevertheless, some vacationers kept showing up.
Warsaw native Paweł Kozlowski arrived on Sunday afternoon and made his way via Kiatari.
We witnessed a damaged electricity pole that was still smoldering, there are burned cars, and there are electrical lines on the ground. It appears to be a battlefield, he added.